Hello, it's Poppin' Real 16 TV. It's Young Prosper in the building. And this time we're reacting to Godfrey loses all of his fans after betraying Black Americans in new pod. Now, we're reacting to Poetic Flacco saying this, but it's interesting because I commented on this video a couple days ago and I really didn't know it was going to be a big deal. But one thing I will say is I appreciate the effort that people that aren't of our nationality puts in to understand Black American plight to play these roles. I respect that, but I would also prefer if more Black Americans got to play Black American roles. You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. Screen recording started in 3, 2, 1. Video playing now. Actually, that's here and there. But
Godfrey fans are really upset at him, and they're turning on him after this recent interview with a Nigerian actor called David Oyelowo. In this episode, they discussed the sport wars currently going on social media. Now, the actor is Nigerian, born in Nigeria, grew up in the UK. However, he was afforded the luxury to play roles like MLK and other roles that Black...
Now, I don't think he did a bad job playing MLK, but when you hear his pedigree, it's like, dang, there wasn't nobody, you know what I'm saying? There wasn't nobody over here that really wanted that role, but he might have been, you know what I'm saying? The talent, you can't argue with their talent. They do got talent. I just wish there would be more people from from America that was able to play these roles.
Americans felt like belonged to Black American actors. So the clips of them discussing him playing MLK and the backlash he received for playing Black American roles went viral on social media. And when it went viral, essentially what they said triggered a lot of Black Americans and it caused an uproar. And a lot of Godfrey fans are pissed off at him for this conversation.
Way better and way more powerful together than we are apart. Yeah. I truly think that so much of that mindset is born out of insecurity. You never see them coming after a Brit playing that kind of role when it's a failure. It's only when it's a success. If there's box office...
if it's a failure, we might not know that you were British. I don't know if Brit's supposed to be disrespectful. I don't think they know you're British if it fails. Like, if it succeeds, I ain't gonna lie, you know how many British actors that you didn't realize until, you watched the interview that you didn't know they was British? I think Idris Elba gets a pass, and that might be just my bias, because dude feel like he was Stringer Bell, bro. He was Stringer Bell, but that, I know that hit people different. They didn't realize Stringer Bell was from Britain, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. Let's continue on.
Awards, then is the
Bri say something that sound too wild.
I want a piece of that. Well, let's collaborate. So that's why I get everyone to the house.
Yeah.
Where we have those conversations. Andre Holland, brilliant actor, trained. Coleman Domingo, brilliant. I've seen that dude on stage. The success.
And that's the part I'm not going to argue with. The fact that they're trained actors. I give them 100% props. Do I know there's trained actors for sure that are already from the nation of America? Hell yeah. But at the end of the day, we are all still Black. And that part I do agree with. I think that we're all still Black, and if you put in the effort to understand what we had going on, especially in the time periods that were drastic, I can do nothing but respect that. But at the same time, that doesn't mean I wouldn't like it to know that this person is really just like me completely, and they play this role. You know what I'm saying?
It's being afforded. It's absolutely warranted. It's the work.
Or at least like Godfrey, and even though you might have been born somewhere else, you still grew up all the way through here. I don't think it changes anything if you didn't grow up here. Like, at the end of the day, if you can play the role, bro, you can play the role. Who gives? But there's a big difference between you came to America as a kid and then was raised in America as a kid, and then you're playing a Black role. It'd be a little bit more understandable because you feel, at the end of the day, you gotta feel where we're coming from to some degree. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the problem that I identify. Because Tariq Nasheed and his crew are a loud minority, that whenever a non-Black American gets fair critique from Black Americans, they automatically identify that critique with Tariq Nasheed and his crew, so they dismiss the critique, even though it's a fair critique. And I don't think that's fair, because I don't think the majority of Black Americans identify with Tariq Nasheed and his philosophy. I don't think the majority of Black Americans believe if you are a baby and you're born in Africa, you're born musty. I don't think that.
Nah, I don't think that. I don't think that's true. They got some of the biggest cities that will surprise you there. It's just that they still got people that are very close to their roots and still live the same way that they used to live. Just in some areas, though. Majority of the areas is very city based in Africa.
Like, there's not a sentiment from the Black Americans I speak to. The Black Americans I speak to will hear some nonsense like that, and they will get pissed off, and they will get upset. Because that's bigotry at its finest, right? But when they give fair critique, they automatically identify.
I ain't gonna lie, bro said it perfectly. I ain't even have to comment on that.
That critique with Tariq Nasheed.
Straight bigotry.
But no, right? Black Americans just don't want a non-Black American playing Martin Luther King Jr. MLK is a Black American hero.
And I feel like that's kind of fair. It'd be one thing if you were just playing like a Black American role, but you playing like somebody that's super important to us, and that, I don't know, it doesn't like devalue the work that he did. He still did a good job, but I just want to be clear. I thought Buddy was from America up until after that movie. Just because of that movie, I'm like, oh yeah, Martin Luther King, gotta be a Black American playing this role. Gotta be. It just makes sense. But then it's like, I don't know, I feel like it's fucked up that we're the only people that aren't allowed to get mad about something like that. If they're an important figure to us, shouldn't we, I'm not saying people are mad, but shouldn't we be like, we want this to be played by this, and it shouldn't be wrong. I don't know, it's kind of like what Denzel Washington said. It's culture, it's not color. It's like, do you know what it smells like to have a hot comb in your hair? I'm not saying everybody does, but you see what I'm saying? It's more culture than it is color. And that's why I say I appreciate him for taking the time out to learn the culture to play the role correctly. And that got to be respected. But there's some things that just naturally through years of my grandma, their grandma, you know what I'm saying? It's just culture. It's set up that way.
They hold his legacy really sacred. And they just don't want anybody who's not Black American playing Martin Luther King Jr. I feel like that's a fair critique, and that critique should not just be dismissed or thrown to the side or grouped in with the bigotry that belongs on the other, right? Because the majority of Black Americans don't agree with whatever's going on over there, but they can say that, yeah, we believe MLK and his legacy is sacred, and we don't want anybody else playing MLK but us. And I feel like that's fair. But much of what I heard from this dude is essentially him dismissing that, him trying to talk above him, and being a tad bit condescending. Bro really said it's rooted in jealousy.
I don't know, that's funny. But it is kind of true. It very is condescending. It's almost like, well, we deserve these roles because we work harder than you. And I'm not going to deny that. You work hard, you do deserve things. But there is certain things that's like, this is our martyr. This is our legend. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wouldn't want somebody from Britain playing Emmett Till if they ever did that, and I hope they really don't ever do that because it would be gruesome. But if somebody was to play, well, I think they have. But regardless, if somebody was playing Emmett Till, I wouldn't want them to be from a different nationality. I'd prefer they be from America. You know what I'm saying? But that being said, there's a lot of American people that don't know their history as well. So I can't 100% be like mad at the dude from Britain from taking the time out to at least learn what the hell is going on. I can't be mad at that. But would it be a preference? It'd be a preference. I prefer American playing that role. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I don't think they jealous of you, bro. They just don't want you playing MLK or any other Black American heroes.
And I was looking for community. And to be perfectly honest, I met a lot of African American.
But he said he's looking for community, but he came from community. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure they got heroes they're Black and British. I couldn't name none, but I have to do some Googles later on because that's actually probably important that I know that too. But I'm sure they got their own heroes, and it'd be weird if I was down there putting on a real British accent and trying to be the, but if y'all want to let me though, you know what, scratch that. If y'all want to let me. Look, I don't even know Buddy's name, but if you want to let me.
Success, I could tell they felt threatened by my presence, by what I was being afforded that they felt they should be being afforded.
Oh man.
And I was terrified because I had just now been afforded the opportunity to play Oprah Winfrey and Forrest Whitaker's son in The Butler. It was a very juicy role.
Yeah.
And I stood.
I ain't gonna lie. It's not like they felt like they deserved it more than you. It's just weird that you got it. It's not even that you're not deserving. It's like, but this is like our hero. You know what I'm saying? This is like one of our persons that matter to us the most. I don't even know how to describe him in a way that doesn't sound like I'm trying to make this out to be some sort of Jesus or something. Like, he's a very important figure to us, regardless if everybody agreed with what he was doing or not. He was willing to die for what we believed in. You know what I'm saying? He was willing to go head to head with whoever he needed to for what we believed in. It's like, I feel like to a degree you have to understand what we got going on to really play the role. And I'm not saying he did a bad job. My aunt, R.I.P. rest her soul, she loved the movie. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say loved it, but she was pretty happy about it after it was done. And I don't think she really would have gave the dude was British or not, because he played the role. Like I said, he understanding our plight. But now I don't feel like you understand our plight. It kind of feel like you spitting on us because you're not understanding why somebody would want their hero to still be like them. You know what I'm saying? But regardless.
There, Cuba Gooding's over there, Terrence Howard's over there. Like all these actors. And I was just like, oh boy, am I going to be okay?
Y'all see what I mean though? He dismissed any and all critique as jealousy. Now, I do believe things like MLK, Malcolm X, Farrakhan, like a Ghanaian playing Farrakhan is crazy. It's Farrakhan. But
that's what I'm saying.
If we're talking about the general role, any American-speaking English roles, if we're saying that a Nigerian, a Ghanaian, a Caribbean, a black guy from the UK, if we're saying that they are not even allowed to ever be in Hollywood or to ever exist, now that's wrong. Mm-hmm. But there should be room to have this discussion. Hey, we allow y'all to eat, y'all doing y'all thing, but let's not start poaching movie roles like Farrakhan, Malcolm X, MLK.
And he said, we allowing you to eat, just don't start taking shit off of our plate. That's the best way to put it. Don't start taking shit off of our plate, because these is roles that to be fair, those type of roles is kind of deserving. Just like everybody has their person of interest, like King Kamehameha. I seen that he was like before, but if somebody from Hawaii wanted to play him, who are you to step in? That's they man's. You know what I'm saying? That's they man's. It don't make, you know what I'm saying? It don't make sense. Like, it don't make sense to take somebody's hero and act like it's just a role that anybody could play, and not realizing the passion that comes behind it. If you feel scared after playing the role, it's because you realize that this is a role that has some severity to it. And I'm not saying that he did a bad job. Once again, I'm pretty sure bro did the best job. I ain't watched Selma. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I ain't watched Selma, but I'm not saying he did a bad job. Personally, I like him in all the other movies that he's in. I just feel like this role is a weird one. That's neat. Like, I don't even know what to say after that. This role is a weird one.
Right.
I don't even know what to say.
The Nigerian would have the same backlash and the same critique if a black American goes to Nigeria and get like a really coveted role in Nollywood, and they're made to play like a Nigerian president or somebody. Nigerians will be the first one to tell you, man, now hell no, what you mean? And if he's honest, he will tell you, bruh, a black American can't go to Nigeria and play like a coveted Nigerian role of like a historical Nigerian figure. They not having it. They'll be the first one to tell you, hell nah. So, yeah, that should be the same.
I agree with that, and I'm gonna end it right there because you can watch the rest of it on this channel. But I think it's weird that, like, I agree with that. Like, if we went over there, they can completely be like, hell no. Nah. But why only the black American stuff is just allowed to be spread out to everybody? Like, if we don't keep our own stuff to a degree, then we'll always be people that ain't really having. And I'm not saying that we 100% not having, because people making it. Hell, Poetic Flacco is making it. People are making it out here. Don't get that twisted, but it's like some things are corely supposed to belong to us. Just like there's things that corely belong to everybody else. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we're due that same respect, regardless of how you feel about it. But go ahead and continue to like, subscribe, and share. Continue to fuck with me. I appreciate you watching. Bye.